Absolutely nothing about the movie Fatal Affair will surprise you, in the most refreshing way. Netflix's foray into the simmering psychosexual thriller space is pure nostalgic escapism, a 90s throwback that chucks viewers into a much simpler time. It's essentially the Macarena scene from last year's Richard Jewell, stretched out to a tidy 90 minutes, but sexier. Just take a look at that title, Fatal Affair. Let it roll around in your brain for a moment. When the late, great Carl Reiner chose a name for his parody of movies in the genre Fatal Affair belongs to, back in 1993, he landed on Fatal Instinct. Nearly 30 years later, the new film's title is practically indistinguishable from a spoof of similarly themed two-word efforts like Fatal Attraction, Basic Instinct, Unlawful Entry, and Final Analysis. It's also inaccurate. From a technical standpoint, Fatal Affair should have been called Fatal Semi-Tryst, admittedly not a better title, but one that is more honest. The plot involves married lawyer Ellie and former college friend David, played by 90s power duo Nia Long and Omar Epps, briefly hooking up in a nightclub bathroom before Ellie comes to her senses. The two never consummate their brief fit of passion, but it's enough to drive David to homicidal heights. He simply must have Ellie all to himself, and he'll go to deliciously familiar extremes to get her. Everything that happens before and after this inciting incident is overly obvious but no less wonderful. The exposition plops out smoothly, like soft-serve ice cream on a midsummer day. When we first meet Ellie, the camera pushes in on her wedding ring while she gabs on the phone about lawyer stuff, so we know she's a lawyer who is married. We see the huge sign that reads, San Francisco, on the San Francisco Bay Ferry, right after a soaring shot of the Golden Gate Bridge, so we know where we are. We learn that Ellie's friend, Courtney Stojan, is both single and horny, which will come in handy later, because she is introduced by entreating Ellie, I am dying to get my flirt on and I need my wingwoman. Finally, we understand that David has anger issues when his therapist asks him, David, do you remember when you first came to see me after your court-ordered anger management? This is the kind of movie you could watch without ever once looking up from your phone. Thank God. Omar Epps as David left and Nia Long as Ellie right in Fatal Affair. Photo, Beth Dubber Netflix. While the message of Fatal Attraction, the Don Dada of erotic thrillers, is, don't have an affair, since Ellie and David never truly have an affair, the message here is more like, be careful who you let into your life. This distinction tips Fatal Affair firmly into the subgenre of the blank from hell movies. A subgenre whose title was apparently coined by Richard Lewis.